Berry, and today we are going to be watching You Will Never Go on a Cruise Again after watching this video. I have never been on a cruise anyway. I think it's because I feel like it'd just be kind of like walking around a mall, nothing crazy. I feel like I'd be trapped. I'd want to play on my PlayStation. You know how it is. Anyway, let's get right into the video.
The ocean.
That was nice of my Adobe Creative Cloud to wait until I was done speaking.
It's a dangerous place. You got rogue waves, you got pirates, you got
He looks great, by the way. This is probably one of the greatest CG like eye things of all time. And that's not just like bias because it's octopus tentacles, but he's really cool looking.
Cthulhu. So it might surprise you to hear that in 2023, over 30 million people willingly chose to go on a cruise.
What?
Personally, I can't.
That's like old people, right? Like old people love going on cruises. I think they got casinos in there so they can play on the giant iPad. That's probably why.
Can't imagine anything more horrific than being stuck in the middle of the ocean with thousands of potential serial
Stinky,
killers.
sweaty.
Not to mention, the cruise industry is fucking horrible.
Really?
Disease, tax evasion, exploitation of workers, pollution.
It's all that? And a bag of chips I gotta pay $7 for probably?
Murder. The list goes on. But we're not talking about any of that stuff today. We're talking about one specific incident that will make you reconsider ever getting on a cruise ship again.
Okay.
An incident that's come to be known as
the poop cruise.
Ew.
Poop cruise. Poop cruise. Poop cruise.
4,200 passengers on board.
Ended up stranded at sea, spending 6 days crapping into a plastic bag.
Poo-poo in a bag, League of Legends style? That is absolutely disgusting.
The floor.
Okay, I have an idea. What if you take off your pants and you do a little boot scoot and boogie, and then you squat over the railing and you poo-poo pee-pee into the water? I mean, it's like basically a giant toilet.
There's many stagnant air below deck.
Ew. I guess everybody be doing upper deckers now. Nasty.
It's February 7th, 2013. You're on the Carnival Triumph, one of the finest damn cruise vessels to sail the seven seas. With its state-of-the-art restaurant.
Is that an octopus? What is that? I don't know. Are they women? Ew, I'm scared.
World-class entertainment. And who could forget flushing toilets? You're in for the time of your life. After 2 days of smooth sailing, you arrive to the beautiful city of Cozumel, Mexico, where you spend the day shopping, sipping pina coladas on the beach,
I like
and
pina
trying not to think about the
coladas.
crippling third world poverty right outside the resort.
Oh, yeah.
Around 6 p.m., you get back to the
that.
boat. You hit the buffet and stuff your...
Every video I watch has Nikocado avocado furiously eating in front of my face. I don't know how the video I always pick has him in it. I need a counter at this point. This is probably the 5th time I've seen him this week.
Your fat face so much that you can barely breathe. Then, you decide to check out the cruise comedian.
Huevos rancheros. Pico de gallo.
Dance got my dance song.
All right, that was a bad idea. But the night is still young, so you head over to the Lido deck where the DJ plays Gangnam Style on repeat 27 times in a row. But you don't mind. God, what a great song. After having more than a few cocktails, you hit the buffet one last time before stumbling back to your room and finally getting in bed. Time for some well-deserved rest before hitting the breakfast buffet in the morning. But just as you finally drift off...
I always think, too, the buffets probably aren't that great. Like, the good thing about a buffet is if they have an icy machine. And then I just sit there and drink all of the slushies.
Your sleep is interrupted by the sound of...
What?
Alpha Team is code for fire. This sound was blasting throughout the entire ship at 5:27
Oh my God.
But let's back up a bit. Just 15 minutes earlier, the ship's engineer heard an alarm go off in the engine room. He immediately went to check it out, and to his horror, he saw that one of the diesel generators was spraying fuel all over the place.
Oh my God, it can do that? How? Did somebody just like beat it with a wrench?
It If he didn't act fast, the whole ship would go up in flames. He had to make it to the other side of the engine room to shut off the generator manually. Only one problem. The engine room was now flooded with gas up to his ankles. One wrong move, and he would be burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, he
He
died.
carefully started making his way to the control panel, and boom!
Oh!
The diesel ignited and the engineer was incinerated.
What?
I'm kidding, he was fine. The fuel video...
Why would you do that? That was actually like a masturbate. Not like that, but you know what I mean. I believed him.
ignite, but he was able to make it out on time. But now there was the small issue of a massive fire in the engine room.
Yeah.
That's when the Alpha Team message went out to the rest of the ship. Smoke was starting to fill up the lower decks, and thick clouds were spewing out of the ship's tail on the top deck.
That's scary.
People were unsurprisingly freaking the fuck out. Many of them put on their life jackets and gathered near the lifeboats. Having a widespread
Dang, they got like an express pass to get the hell out of there.
panic on a ship is never a good thing, so the captain told everyone to stay calm and that everything was under control.
We are really sorry about the wake-up call, so...
That would not make me feel better if the captain's just saying, we're sorry, just don't look up.
But everything is under control.
I
No one
don't
could
believe
understand
you.
what the hell he was saying because of his Italian accent, which also reminded them of the Costa Concordia accident from last year. Now everyone was
Yeah.
freaking out even more. But
Also, we did watch the internet historian Costa Concordia video. If you would like to watch it, I got a card up there. Yeehaw! Kind of an old video, but who cares?
then the cruise director, Jen, assured everyone that the situation was being handled and everything was going to be okay.
Everything is completely under control. So please, folks, there's no point waiting in the muster station. Go back to your cabin, go back to bed.
Go back to
have some
bed?
coffee, have some breakfast.
This calmed people down, but things were pretty fucking far from okay. The fire
Yeah.
was still raging in the engine room, so the captain gave the order to activate the CO2 cooling system, which quickly put out the fire.
Ooh.
There we go. Captain Luigi saved the day. But just as he was
Yay!
getting ready to head back to his cabin for a celebratory plate of gabagool, one of the
What? Okay. What is a gabagool? I thought it was like a ghost that talks a lot, and then that was the joke. But I don't know. What's a gabagool? Capicola? Oh, like a meat? Is that what it is? A meat? Nothing? It doesn't exist? Goulash? Oh, cool.
engineers came back with terrible news. The fire had completely destroyed the engine. The boat was now stuck in the middle of the ocean with no power.
That's scary.
Only this could have been avoided somehow. Oh wait, it could have? Well, we'll get to that later.
Carnival knew of the fire danger before the cruise. How often does this happen? Where people just don't solve a solvable problem because of money? My God.
4,229
Biblical greed. Absolutely biblical greed.
people were now lost at sea with no air conditioning, no hot food, no TV,
Ah! I don't have cable.
and worst of all, no toilets. This was not good. Cruise ships are some of the most filthy, vile places on the entire
Yeah,
planet.
and
And
it'll
that's when the toilets
spread.
are working. So you can only imagine how bad this is gonna get. It didn't take long
Ew.
for shit to hit the fan. About an hour in,
Ew! That is like so projectile. Worms attack to be hit in the van. That is disgusting.
the toilets were already getting clogged, so the crew started handing out the infamous red hazard bags for people to poop in. And it was suggested that everyone should
Infamous?
pee in the shower.
As you probably know by now, the toilets are not flushing and it's going to start causing a little bit of a problem in a short while. So we've come up with a plan.
Okay, write this down.
So folks, what we're going to do is we're going to deliver some red bags
Okay.
to all of the bathrooms on board, including the stateroom bathrooms, your cabin bathrooms.
Okay.
And we do need to do a number 2. We ask that you please do deposit that into the red bags, and then we're going to put metal bins in the corridors on every deck on the ship. If you would be so kind as to drop them into the metal bins in the corridors, that would be fantastic. And if you do need to do a number 1, everybody, to say filling up the toilet bowls, if you can do it in the shower.
Well, that's better. Because if she didn't say to go in the shower, I would have been pissing in the pool all night long, baby.
The The lack of air conditioning was not helping things at all. Pretty soon, most of the ship was smelling like an Arby's dumpster on a hot summer day. A lot of people opted to move their mattresses out to the deck rather than sleeping inside with the stench.
Yeah. Oh, that was loud!
By the second day, the food supply was running dangerously low. And you might be asking, how? There's so much food on these ships. How could they have run out in a day? Well, you gotta remember, 90% of this food is frozen slop. So without working freezers, it was just sitting there decomposing, which...
I worked at Chili's, everybody. I regret to inform you, a lot of stuff is frozen. The lava cake I put in the microwave on the lava cake button. Okay, you're eating microwave cake. I'm sorry.
only added to the already horrendous smell. And if that wasn't bad enough, some people were actually hoarding food. They were hiding hamburgers and cereal in their rooms like...
Who said that? They were hoarding food into their bags, into their backpacks, running away with the food, and then there were shortages. You'd go up and there was no food, Barry said. I was not there! I was not there! That was not me!
Animals. Luckily, another cruise ship, the Carnival Legend, came to the rescue and dropped off some much-needed food and supplies. Good thing, too, because pretty sure these people were about 6 hours away from eating each other. Now, this was no gourmet food by any means. Unlike the delicious meals from today's sponsor, Cook Unity.
Ooh,
Cook Unity is the
Get your
first
bag.
chef-to-consumer platform, meaning their meals are prepared by individual chefs instead of in a factory.
Do I get to pick my chef?
And they come straight to your door. All you gotta do is pop them in the microwave for a few minutes, and you can enjoy a delicious meal. Look at all these meals they sent me. They even have different options for different diets, like vegan, paleo, and gluten-free if you're into that. Today, I'm gonna...
Why is he talking like gluten-free is a food fetish?
go with the roasted chicken and creamy mushroom sauce from Chef Cedric Nicolas. And I gotta say, it's pretty delicious, okay? The mashed potatoes actually remind me of the ones your mom makes.
I like mushrooms. I used to not like mushrooms when I was a kid. And then one day, I grew the F up. And I started eating mushrooms like crazy.
Those schlub meals on the Carnival Triumph would be so jealous right now. Even Benny was enjoying it. You know, since me and the missus split up a few years back, I find that cooking wastes a lot of time. And I could be using that time to make more YouTube videos. So
okay.
I would say for the amount of time saved, plus how scrumptious the food is, Cook Unity is definitely the move. And the nice thing about them is that the subscription is super flexible. You can pause, skip weeks, or cancel at any time. So go.
How does the Discord feel about frog pictures? Pretty good, I guess. What kind of frogs are you posting? You said it like a threat.
Go to cookunity.com/Dantavius50 or click the link in the description below and use my...
Oh, yeah. If you're talking about the delinquent frog, there is a picture in the art channel of me and the delinquent frog French kissing.
my code Dantavius50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals and try them out for yourself. Thanks, Cook Unity. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the 200 bits, and I think there's frogs on the screen, but I can't see them, but I assume they're adorable. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. The Carnival Legend dropped... Thanks, Cook Unity. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah, that's right. The Carnival Legend dropped off food, but without working microwaves and freezers, they were limited to things like cold hot dogs and onion sandwiches.
Why don't they do MREs? Like, the Chili Mac's pretty good. And I like the blueberry cobbler. That was pretty good, too. Why just, like, onion sandwiches?
But that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was that people were forced to wait in line for hours to get food, like they were in the Soviet Union or some shit. But hey, at least they weren't gonna starve. 2 more cruise ships would stop by that day and drop off more food, which pretty much solved their food shortages for the rest of the trip. But with one problem down, more kept arising. One passenger was in urgent need of dialysis, so the Coast Guard had to transport her to one of the other cruise ships so she could get to the hospital immediately.
A minute I see her get off the boat, I have dialysis too. I don't know what to
Which begs the question, why didn't they just transfer everyone to another ship and just be done with it? Well, it turns out it's not as easy as putting a board between 2 boats and having everyone walk across.
You know, it was just scary the way they put me down. They put me in a stair rope, and the Coast Guard said that don't worry about it, that they would catch me, and you know, they were going to hold me back, and they did.
They have to catch her. Oh my god, Shugochara opening ass moment. What the hell?
And then they transfer me to the bigger boat, and you know.
These ship-to-ship transfers are actually pretty risky, and Carnival would rather have 4,000 pissed off people rather than one veteran. So for now, they were pretty much stuck on the Triumph with no way out. And not only did people have to stand in line for food.
Guys, I have an American question. Can I sue them for this? How much money can you get in a payout? Because obviously they didn't have any of the things that they were supposed to have, and it's taking them a while to fix the problem. I'm looking for a check. Yeah.
But also to charge their devices. This was going to be a massive problem. With no way to watch Family Guy on their phones and tablets, the mood on the boat started to change. Everyone was starting to get a little bit more rowdy, a little bit more raucous. And
You know, I'm gonna grab the first person who gives me a problem. Bah, 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 bah. And now give me your brownie. Not the brownie from the toilet, that's not working, but give me your lunch money.
crew was doing everything in their power to try to keep people distracted from the reality that they were living in.
And hey guys, just because we're stuck in the middle of the ocean with, you know, no working toilets, doesn't mean we can't have some fun, all right?
But it wasn't enough. And the ship's commuting was so bad that it was just making people more irritated.
Okay, so they have to raise morale. What do I think they're gonna do? They're probably gonna be like, hey, here's a $500 voucher so you can come back next week. That's gonna make people mad. Or maybe they could have like a giant gladiator pit in the middle of the cruise and make it so that everybody fights each other for the entertainment of all the passengers. That would be great. I don't know if it's legal, but I mean, that would be awesome.
Fuck's Mexican cookie. What are you talking about? It's like a chocolate chip with salsa all over it. What are you talking about?
This guy stinks!
I've never been to a comedy show. I don't know. I feel like I would have to laugh or they would be sad. So I just probably laugh when they start breathing.
Management had to find a way to calm down the growing frustration or they might have a mutiny on their hands. So someone came up with the most brilliant idea ever.
Gladiators!
Free booze!
Yes!
An open bar was established on the Lido deck, and believe me when I
Is this not gonna make people like caca their cargo shorts? This is a horrible idea.
say, people took advantage. It took only about 5 minutes for the crew to realize how tremendously stupid their idea was.
Yeah, this
now,
is
I don't know
dumb.
if you guys have ever been on a cruise or not, and if you haven't, you're lucky to not have encountered a specific group of individuals who I call cruise people.
I thought cruise people are like the people who decorate their door and then they put pineapples on it because I think pineapples are supposed to tell you that somebody's a swinger, and then what they do is they like sleep with somebody else's wife or somebody else's husband and they like trade them like wife swap gone sexual. I think that's what cruise people do. That's my assumption of cruise people. Yeah, to a wives.
And I use the term people lightly because they're basically animals. They shouldn't even be allowed to live in society, okay? We should just put them all on cruise ships and then sink them. So you have a bunch of agitated, psychotic cruise people who haven't been able to watch Family Guy for 2 days. And now they're absolutely plastered, okay? This was a recipe for disaster. Fights were breaking out, people were throwing furniture, they were peeing in the pool. According to one crew member,
I mean, you gotta pee in the pool. I mean, don't. But maybe that was some people's problem solving, like I was talking about earlier.
a few hours after the open bar, there was a blackout for 15 minutes. We had panic attacks, a fight, a person threatening to jump overboard.
Dang.
It got loud. Didn't open the bars again. Yeah, the open bar didn't even last 2 hours before they cut that shit off. And
I would have been pissed if I didn't get a free drink, man. The minute I would walk up, my luck is they would be like, okay, sorry, we're done.
no more alcohol was served for the entire rest of the trip. But hey, it wasn't all bad news. That day, Jen made an announcement that a tugboat was on its way to tow the Triumph to the nearest port.
What?
I'm waiting for the tugboats. They were supposed to be here at noon today. The captain has just advised me that the tugboats will be here slightly delayed at about 3 o'clock. I think it's to do with the fact that we've drifted away so far away in the wind.
Oh, I didn't think. Ah, it's so loud. This is like Majora's Mask every single time.
On the third day, things were starting to look up. The engineers were able to restore some more power to the ship, which gave them
Make sure you don't wear anything with upside down pineapples. I had swingers approach me on a cruise because I had a shirt with pineapples in every direction. They thought you were pineapple curious.
More working toilets. Not a lot, you know, like 5. There were 5 working toilets for the entire ship of 4,000 people. So you had 2 options. Number 1.
Oh my God. This is worse than Kid Nation.
Wait in line for 3 hours to use the filthiest, most disgusting toilet imaginable.
Ugh.
Or number 2, go in a bag. Personally, I would have opted for number 2. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that along with the propulsion systems and the power, the engine fire also knocked out the ship's stabilizers, which was slowly causing it to tilt. By day 3, it was listing at a 5-degree angle, which I know it doesn't sound too bad, but it was enough to flood the lower decks with pee-pee. Like, the carpets were literally soaked in urine.
Ew, you're in trouble if you're on the bottom deck. That's disgusting. Oh.
Brings out, and it's all squishy all over the floor.
Ew, why are you playing in it? This is not a trampoline park.
Here's our toilet, pee pot, trash can with a trash bag. And then it goes under there.
Get out of here!
And we're listing this way, so it goes all the way up. And it'll all be soaking onto the porch soon.
Yeah, you can see it in the video. This is awesome. Watch it go down the stairs.
Ew!
Turns out that...
That was disgusting. I have to see that one again because I didn't see the first time, but look. It's going down. It's that line, that snake line.
Turns out that telling people to pee in the shower on a boat with no plumbing was not the best idea. The stench had now spread through the entire ship. Anyone who didn't have a balcony moved up to the poop deck and formed a tent city.
Okay, you got me. That was funny.
Like a cleaner version of downtown LA. Meanwhile, the tugboats were now pulling the boat to land. Slowly, but there was a change of plans.
How can one little boat carry all that big boat? That's like whenever you see somebody with a really big butt and you're like, how do you handle all that?
By the time the tugboat arrived, the ship had drifted so far north that it was now closer to Mobile, Alabama than Progresso. So the Coast Guard decided to tow the Triumph there instead. Everyone on board was horrified. The only thing worse than being stuck on a boat caked in human shit is being in Mobile, Alabama.
Is Alabama that bad? I only know people be kissing their sister. I don't really know what's going on in there.
I truly can't think of anything worse than that. Now, up to this point, Carnival Corporate had stayed silent about the situation, but god damn it, someone had to say something. So Carnival CEO stepped up and made a public statement.
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
It's very important that I apologize to our guests and to their families that have been affected by this very difficult situation.
Meanwhile, Carnival's owner chose to show solidarity by attending a Miami Heat game.
He went to a basketball game. Horrible, 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 horrible. Ah! Please fix that. Oh my God.
The boat was supposed to arrive in port today, but luckily it didn't, or else this video would be way too short. The current was now going against the boat, which really slowed things down, and the ship was moving at about 2 miles an hour.
Oh, that's gonna take forever.
There was still over 100 miles left.
Well, how fast does a boat actually go when it's a cruise ship and it's trying to go to like a vacation point? I can't imagine it moves very fast on its own anyway, right? Like, it's kind of big. It can't be going faster than 10 miles an hour.
Hey, on the bright side, they were over halfway there. At around noon, a Coast Guard helicopter landed on the boat and delivered a much-needed generator. Why they couldn't have done this earlier, I have no idea. But the generator was able to restore enough power to get 2 of the elevators running, along with most of the toilets. And
I don't know, how tall is a cruise ship? Is it smart to prioritize an elevator when you could probably power other stuff? I mean, just like use the stairs, I guess, or like I guess there could be people who are like disabled and need to take the elevator anyway. So never mind. Yeah, at least 5 feet tall. They're huge. See, this is where I probably lost some context because I've never been on a cruise. Yeah, so I guess it is smart to power the elevator. Or at least like 1 or 2, yeah.
For the relief of the passengers, they now had Wi-Fi. The mood improved considerably.
The minute the Wi-Fi comes back, my mood is up here. I can do anything. I'll be watching videos. I'll be chatting on Discord, playing Uma Musume. That is a huge morale booster. That is huge.
Once people were able to watch funny Family Guy compilations on
Yeah.
YouTube.
I swear to God, it's scaring me. That one came out of nowhere. That one actually came out of nowhere.
The boat was so close to Alabama,
So
they could
loud.
practically smell the incest. The captain originally predicted that they would dock sometime in the early afternoon, but they hit another snag on the way. See, the tugboat's tow line broke, which tacked on another few hours to their trip. With the Wi-Fi restored, people on board were starting to realize how big of a news story their situation was.
Yeah, and I'm about to go post on Reddit and get me some updates.
CNN was basically covering it 24 hours a day, non-stop, drawing criticism from people like Jon Stewart.
CNN has been on the case, for some reason giving this boat crisis wall-to-covered wall coverage.
Ew!
I think I should mention a lot of people, including passengers, were saying that the media hype was overblown and the situation really wasn't as bad as they were making it out to be. One survivor said, "I saw a few people crying, but honestly, without the dirtiness, it wouldn't be too bad. It was like camping on a cruise ship."
Wait, his name is Carnival Triumph Ask Me Anything? So he speaks for everybody on the cruise?
You know, I thought this comment
He's their
was funny
representative?
because going on a cruise is basically the exact opposite of camping. But there's no doubt that the media definitely sensationalized this story. Some of the passengers who spoke to the press were even accused of exaggerating their stories to get on the news, or to cash in on that sweet, sweet class action lawsuit.
That's what I'm talking about. That is the American way, baby. There's a lawsuit. We're all getting on that shit. No pun intended.
Nevertheless, it was an absolute PR disaster for Carnival, so corporate had to do some serious damage control before the boat docked. They offered everyone on board a
How'd I know it was gonna be $500? It's always $500. Why? Why is it always $500?
full refund, $500, a credit towards a future cruise, and a Long John Silver's gift card.
To be fair, I do like Long John Silver's. And my uncle used to get something that was called the Bits, and I think it's on like the secret menu. I don't know. But what they do is they give you all the fried stuff that falls off the fish into a basket, and you just eat like the crap that's on the bottom of the fryer.
Most people were happy with these concessions, but not everybody. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later though. At 9:20 p.m., the Carnival Triumph docked in Mobile, Alabama. It was finally over.
Yes!
Carnival CEO was the first on the scene and personally apologized to the passengers and crew.
And I want to apologize again for subjecting our guests to that.
But he wasn't alone, obviously. There were dozens of news crews chomping at the bit to get the juicy scoop on the poop cruise.
Ew.
Some passengers
I don't want to think of the words juicy scoop next to poop.
were eager to be on TV. Most just wanted to get the fuck out of there and go to sleep. And you would think that Carnival would book them hotels right there in Mobile, but no. They inexplicably put everyone on buses to go to New Orleans, which was 3 hours away. Oh, and get this. On the way there, one of the buses broke down, leaving everyone on board stranded again. Out of habit, they
Oh my god! That's like whenever you're sitting at the freaking airport and you just keep seeing delayed, 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 delayed. I would have been so pissed.
immediately started shitting in bags. It was a disgusting scene. Eventually, everyone made it to the hotel in one piece, but that wasn't the end of the drama with the Carnival Triumph. While
There's
it was
more?
docked in Mobile's port for repairs, strong winds caused it to break free and drift across the shipyard. It eventually crashed into another ship, causing one dock worker to lose his life in the process.
Oh my god! Well, thank you for turning it down after that.
Now, it should come as no surprise that a lot of people tried to sue Carnival for this fiasco, but they had no case whatsoever because apparently mother suckers didn't read the fine print.
He says mother suckers too! I don't know why. I spam mother suckers, and I am so happy that he also says it. Let's spread the love of mother suckers, but not in Alabama.
Before you step foot on that cruise ship, you basically have to sign your life away. Whatever happens on that boat stays on the boat.
Oh.
You can't do shit about it.
These passengers have no right to sue because Carnival's attorneys say when you buy your ticket, the ticket contract makes absolutely no guarantee for safe passage, a seaworthy vessel, adequate and wholesome food, and sanitary and safe living conditions. Carnival, because of that, is trying to get the suit tossed.
So when it was all said and done,
I'm entrusting my life to somebody who doesn't care? And look, that's exactly what we were talking about in the last upload. Somebody said nobody ever reads the terms of services, and I said, you know what, you're right. I don't even know the last time I read a terms of service. I'm probably gonna be a centipede like in a week. There's nothing I can do.
none of the lawsuits went anywhere. They were shit out of luck. Carnival said that the entire thing was an unavoidable accident. Was it though? Because according to Carnival's own documents, diesel generator number 6, the very same generator that caused all these issues, was overdue for inspection for over a year.
A year? Are there no like cruise ship? I guess it's like you have like the health inspector for restaurants. Do they not have like a cruise ship inspector that says they're not allowed to leave unless they pass like certain things? There's no way that should have been unnoticed for an entire year.
And it gets worse. 2 of the generators weren't even working at all. If those 2 generators had been functioning, this whole situation could have been avoided. Not to mention, this wasn't the first time Carnival had problems with broken fuel lines causing engine fires.
All the time?
Just 1 year before the Triumph, Carnival's Costa Allegra had a similar problem where a broken fuel line caused a fire and left 1,000 people stranded for 3 days.
Jeez.
And in 2010, it happened again on the Carnival Splendor.
I am never getting on a cruise. You will never see BerryCrepe tweeting, I love my cruise right now, drinking my pina colada. Ain't never gonna tweet that shit.
In fact, this was the 9th incident in 2 years. One of Carnival's executives went on CNN and claimed that they were totally in compliance with the rules and regulations of the sea. But here's a dirty secret about the cruise industry. Their regulations ain't worth shit. Carnival and every other American cruise company aren't even technically based in America. The cruise ships themselves are flagged in places like the Bahamas to avoid taxes.
Oh my God. There are so many little secrets in the world that I never know about. Like, they do that so they don't have to pay taxes? What about, like, I feel like I ask this every time I watch a boat video, but what happens if you get murdered on a cruise? Where does that go? What jail does that person go to? What happens? Is it just based on where you are?
So they're not really held to the same level of scrutiny as something like the FAA. Remember, the ship took off knowing that 2 generators didn't work. That's like a plane taking off with only 1 engine. Would that ever be allowed?
You guys saying they go to Davy Jones' locker.
I sure hope not. And you would think that this whole debacle would be a massive hit to Carnival, but the following year they had their most successful year ever.
What?
Just proves the saying, all publicity is good publicity. The Carnival Triumph continues to sail to this very day under its new name, the Carnival Sunrise.
Oh my God, everybody write that down. Do not go on that boat. Wow, that was a great video. His presentation was like amazing. I felt like there was a lot of funny jokes. It's nice to know the history of what the hell is going on at sea. That was a great video. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, Kino Cinema, that was awesome. Anyways, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and like the video, I guess, or maybe leave a comment on if you've ever been on a cruise and if you like it. And use code Berry at checkout if you order Gamer Subs for 10% off. I super appreciate it. And remember what's at the beginning of the video. Yes, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.